Hey guys, in this video I just wanted to share a chess game I played just a few minutes ago with an opening that I've been looking into that's, I think, pretty good. I think I've done like an engine game with it, but it starts with the English opening, and after I think, the most common response, which is e5, you can already get out of a lot of theory by playing the move d4. And engines say it's 0. Because it's kind of like the Scandinavian, but a little bit better for white, since we have this pawn on c4, which will be natural for our development on c3 and d2. Um, Again, most common response is takes. You take with the queen. There is a gambit you could play with knight f3, but it's a little complicated. But the most straightforward is just taking with the queen. And I think this is the first time I got this in a game, actually. I don't know if it'll show up in my database. Okay, wait, I've actually played this 4 times, it looks like. And I've lost twice, but I was looking at it more recently and got a better idea of what I should do. I wonder if I got this in a different move order too. But anyway, so you can go queen e4 check, but I don't like that. Just bring the queen back like the Scandinavian. If the pawn wasn't here, queen would sometimes go here in the Scandinavian. But because this pawn's here, you're just going to drop back. And the good thing about it being equal is as long as it's zeros, that means that you both have an equal game. You both can obviously make mistakes. But white, even though white has a slight advantage at the start, if black knows what they're doing, they're going to equalize. And so what mainly matters with the white pieces is you want to get your opponent out of theory. And same with the black pieces, but it's just a little more difficult to do that. And so let's just keep going with the game. Yeah, like common responses like pinning the knight, and you just go bishop d2. It's the only move that makes the most sense. This bishop doesn't really have any good squares. If it probably goes here, I would think that black could go like h6 and maybe even g5. I could actually look at that right now. Obviously, there's the doubling of the pawns too, which is bad. But after this, maybe h6, yeah. And g5, yep. So you don't want to allow any attacks, and you have to not allow the doubling of the pawns. So go bishop d2. And see, in this position, Stockfish 17 is giving actually plus 0.1 for white. So it's not even like necessarily a terrible opening. It's just kind of straightforward for both players. But like in this position, it's kind of like black needs to start getting ideas of what they should be doing, because they only have like one more obvious move, which is like rook e8, d6. Those are the main 2 obvious moves. b6 also makes sense. And they go d5. They want to strike in the center, which is fine. But I wasn't sure if what was better, but I assume knight takes just because I'm hitting this bishop. I was worried there might be some tactics for black after takes, takes, and takes. And the main issue I was looking at is like takes, and that knight could jump in at some points. But I take. I want to get rid of this pin because one of the rooks is going to be coming on this file, and so I don't want to have my queen there. So takes, and here I made a little mistake, I believe. No, it's not a bad move. I played the second best move, I guess. A3 apparently is more accurate. I wasn't sure what happened after check. Huh. You can go here, and obviously if here, you just take the knight. Bishop. Oh, and the knight's trapped. Ooh. Okay. Well, I'll have to keep that in mind if I somehow get this in another game. It's not too unlikely, honestly. If they go d5, it's very likely I'll get it. And then after this, I go here. I still need to look at this line because I still need to develop g4. Takes. And you just go here. Takes, takes. And the knight is still trapped. Go here. And yeah, you lose the knight. Okay. So you need to know g4 as well. It's a very engine line, I think. G4 is kind of an odd move, but if here instead of takes, bishop g2, we're threatening to trade. So the rook has to move. Takes, takes. I think it's like the same kind of thing. Let's say here. I go here, there, takes, takes, and you'll be able to get out. Okay, wait. If here, here, wow, this takes a lot to get this knight if they play accurately. Here, here. Now I'm going for the bishop. So maybe I don't win the knight. I mean, kinda, but not necessarily. Why didn't they run though with the knight? Oh, and now there's this pin. Here, back, here. Okay, that's a bit much, but yeah. Crazy line. I mean, I guess I'll try it if I get it in a game, but I went bishop c4, just playing a little bit more practical. Again, if check, now there isn't this, but you can go up, and the bishop won't have trouble like developing. And this is 0.8, so I mean, I still might like this more than going for that crazy line because you gotta know quite a bit to actually win that. Anyway, let's go to the game. So they didn't give the check. What did they do? They played bishop f5, decent move. I went f3, which wasn't very accurate. I wanted to bring my king here, but I think the king was better here and the knight there, right? Yeah. So I'll have to remember that next time if that's what I go for. I traded rooks, but apparently I was supposed to just go knight h3, takes, takes. And if like this, king goes on e2, I guess, huh? Yeah, but yeah, I don't like this. Maybe there's something better. Instead of taking or... Yeah, well, obviously, I should have just developed like this. All right, anyway. I didn't play very accurately in the middle game. Or in endgame. I don't know if you consider this a middle game or endgame. I would say this is a middle game still, since we have at least 3 pieces for both sides. But the good thing is they go here, which is odd. Like if they went here, they trade off bishops most likely, and this knight and rook are very active. So they get rid of my active piece. And they still have 2 active pieces. They go back, so this bishop doesn't really do anything, so that's good for me. I play a3. Apparently that's not good either. So there was rook d4 hitting the bishop, and there were some tactical problems since I'm not developed. Yeah, I did see this pin, and I didn't really see how to get out of it. I guess the only way is like trying to develop by pushing the h-pawn, but they didn't do that, which is good. I could have gone king here, but I saw this, But again, it blocks the rook, I guess. Okay. I didn't play very well in the middle game. I could have been punished for it. I'm sure Grandmaster would have punished me there for sure. But they allow this trade. Again, apparently I could have done this pin. There's no checks with the knight, so they would have to play something, I guess, like c5 or just move the knight and I can at least trade. All right, let's keep going. So we trade, or I trade, and I bring the bishop back because I didn't want to lose the pawn. And so we just trade rooks. I go b4. I want all my pawns to be on dark squares because it's two light bishops. Just centralize my king to prevent their king from getting in. Here they go b6, which is preparing this. And once my king moves, there could be ideas of bringing the king to e5. So I just play f4, c5. I don't think I take because I didn't want to allow like a passed pawn. And I also didn't want to let the king like come in because if I take, this is like apparently what Stockfish would have done, but like I just thought eventually the king would come closer to the my side of the board. But it seems fine. So they take, and if they go a5, which I think they do, huh? Yeah. So they go a5, takes, and apparently I'm worse. Yeah, like it's pretty obvious that I have to go here. I can't let the king escort this pawn. Whoops. And after here, they go king c6. And I have to go here. Like, that's what I thought. I had to go here because the king's going to start coming this way. So I prevent the infiltration of the king. And I go g4 here. The idea being is that I think they would want to play h5, right? So I play this to kind of prevent that. Although I think they could still play it. Yeah, they could still play it. They go bishop e6, which is fine. Now here I was thinking, like, if I can get these two pawns, or at least one of these pawns passed, along with like being helped by a pawn, like say here, like if I had this, like that would be pretty much GG. So I go g5, and if they take, I was thinking of this, but apparently it's not good. Wow, they should have done that. Like after takes, I thought I could push because like eventually I can like escort the pawn, I guess, but maybe not. Here. And this pawn and the bishop are doing a good job of not allowing my king to like again escort this pawn specifically. Here. Check. Here. Wait, no, let's go here. Let's push. Yeah, they're just gonna promote quicker than me. They also have this check. Okay. So it's a good thing they didn't play that. Yeah, I'm very bad at endgames, so I did misplace, or not misplace. I did misplay this part where they blundered. So instead of taking, they go h6, and the only winning move is f5, which is the move I didn't think was right because it didn't really seem like I could make progress like here, right? Like if I push, takes, and like the pawns get traded. I guess not quite. But I just didn't like it kind of seemed like I was just shutting everything down, but I guess like say if here, then I'm still not sure how I break through like here. Okay. Interesting. So because I didn't see how to win, I just take. One more line I wanted to show. They go here. I'm supposed to apparently go like g6. And after here, I have to bring the king up to win. Takes, and I bring. Oh well, I would take there. But like say a waiting move, I bring the king up. Takes. I bring the king up. Takes. I take, and the bishop's gonna have to give itself up. And if this happens, I'll promote way quicker. All right. So we're pretty much done with the analysis. I'm just going to go through the moves. Let's see. I take, push. I thought they were going to push here, but even that's losing. The only move that really doesn't lose is like a waiting move, so with the king or the bishops, but the bishop doesn't really want to move. So the move would have been here, and you'll see why. After takes, king takes, it's just this pawn is going to be able to be escorted by this king, and the bishop will have to give itself up, and I'll win. And this king is just not doing enough. So they have to save their bishop, so they go here, and then I shut the king out with my king. I think there are other winning moves, but I just thought this was kind of unnecessary. But I guess I have this move here. And because of this bishop, this king also has kind of a hard time of escorting the pawn. Here, takes, and again, if like the king comes over this way, the king should be able to like shoulder the king away. And yeah, so let's just go through the moves. Bishop d7 was like only one of the only good moves. Also here to go here. They played a4 here, with the idea being if I take, there's takes, and this is a draw. But if I just push, I'll be fine, because I think this would be a draw if the bishop could go here to help promote and block this. Like say here takes. So there's two reasons why like this is winning. The bishop can never go here because the king covers that square, and because like okay, let's say here first. And let's say I go yeah, I mean like here, that's what they did, I think, actually. Oh no, they didn't. They went bishop g6. That just allowed me to take, and I think they resigned, right? Yeah. But I did see that I would have to go here. Let's say here. I think this is still. Oh, it's not winning. Okay, well, I had to play super accurately. I mean, obviously, I would just take, though. But I just needed to be careful. Wait, actually, how do I stop the pawn? I don't. We allow promotions. So that would be an interesting try, huh? But I think there's mate, right? Yeah. Yeah, and then you could win the queen, or you could do checkmate. All right, guys, that's gonna do for this video. Yeah, if you want to just try to get it out of theory, you can play the English and go for early d4. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.